Welcome back to the Life in the D podcast, where we shine some light on the people, places, and the stories that make Dallas feel like home. I'm your host, Tila, and today it's just me, no guests. That way we can slow things down a little bit and just really get to know more about this podcast and all about me. I started this podcast, Life in the D, because when I moved here, I realized that Dallas is one of those places that there is just so much going on. It's one of those cities where is something happening at every second of every day, right? And that can be a little bit overwhelming. And it also can be kind of hard to find your spot, find your tribe, find your people. Even if it's something that you really like to do, there are 500 people doing it, right? So you might want to pop in on this workout group or that workout group or this social club or that social club. And even the food, there's tons of restaurants to try out, tons of neighborhoods, tons of culture. It's a lot. So I figured, why not create a space where we can share those resources? We can laugh, we can share some stories, and we can figure out this city together. And also, and celebrate the people who keep moving to Dallas. Like me. I've only been here for a couple of years and I've been enjoying every minute of it. And so if you're on your way, this might be the podcast for you. But also, if you've been here your whole life, this might also be the podcast for you. I was just hanging out with a friend the other day. And I was talking about a place that is literally a couple miles from his house, and he didn't even know that it existed. So I was like, yeah, I'm about to put you on. That's also one of my favorite things. I love putting people on. And on that note, let's talk a little bit more about me. So I spent a long time in media, storytelling, communications. That's kind of like my background. And one of the things I love is connecting with people. I love sharing stories, hearing about other people's stories. I love hearing about people's travels and lessons they learned along the way. I think that stuff is so inspiring, and I think we should share more stories like that and help to inspire others. So yeah, Dallas is home for me right now. I'm one of those people who whatever the future brings, whatever the universe brings, wherever the wind blows, that's the thing. But where I'm currently planted, that's where I'm blooming. And so, yeah, this podcast is just my way of blending my love for community, good conversations, and exploring and discovering new things all into one. So some episodes will be a little bit deep. We'll talk about, some tough subjects, some things that are going on, current events, things like that. But some podcasts will be fun. We can talk about fun places to go and release some stress, right? We can talk about some of the lessons that we've learned along the way. And some of them are just gonna be random, right? Sometimes we just need to chat and see what happens. But every day, everything is going to be all about Dallas, the city that we live in and that we love. And we'll just figure it out along the way. So let's talk a little bit more about what you can expect in this podcast and what you guys, and this is important to me because I want you guys to hold me accountable, right? If I tell y'all I'm going to provide resources, if I tell you guys I'm going to tell you a story time, I want to make sure that I do that for you guys. So what you can expect is interviews with small business owners, creatives, and community leaders. You can also expect some real talk, right? We're talking about navigating life here. We're talking about finding a good hairstylist. We're talking about exploring new restaurants. We're talking about a way to make Dallas your own, whatever that feels like or is for you. And of course, we're going to have some fun. So we got some rapid fire questions. We're going to ask our guests some of their favorite places to take their friends and family when they come in town. And also, we'll just throw a few questions at them and see what happens. But my goal is to keep this rather light, relatable, and have some fun with it. But at the heart of all this, I want Life in a D to feel like a conversation with a friend. So whether you've lived here your whole life, or you just moved in, or you're thinking about making Dallas your next stop, I want you to know that you're welcome here. This is your space too. If you guys want recommendations on an OBGYN, we want you guys to drop that in the comments, and we're going to help you out. Yes, I'm not from Dallas, but I do have some resources. I know a bunch of locals, and I'm going to try to bring them here for you guys. I'm going to make sure that we provide you with some resources and try to find answers if we don't know them. And of course, I just want you to know that this is your space too. Feel free to drop comments, questions, send us emails about things that you want to see, people that you want to hear from. And, if you got a little criticism from me, I'm open to that as well. Just don't be rude. So thanks for hanging out. If you haven't already, make sure you hit that follow button so you don't miss the next episode. And if you are loving the vibe, share the podcast with a friend. Until next time, keep your boots dusty, your margaritas spicy, and your life bold. This is Life in the D. Okay. So let us go back in because I think you're going to need a little bit more content. Is this not working? So I started the Life in a D podcast because I recently moved to Dallas. I've been here about a little over 2 years at this point, and I just realized that it's one of those cities that is so big and it's just so much to do, so many people to meet, so many things to get into that sometimes it could be a little bit overwhelming. Sometimes it even can be a little bit difficult to find your tribe. If you like to work out and you want to join a workout group, there are 500 of those groups that you can pick and choose to go to. And if you're like me sometimes, who be kind of acting like you're a little bit shy, it might be a little hard to find your tribe. So I was thinking that this could be a way for us all to kind of figure out those spaces together, right? We can jump into some of these activities and talk about some of the things that I've gotten into since I've been here. As I've told you guys, I'm very much a bloom where your planet type of person. So I'm going to find an event and I'm going to jump in and I'm going to go meet people and I'm going to do the thing. So in the couple of years that I've been here, I've been to numerous social clubs. I've been to volunteer events. I've been to all the sporting events. I am a busybody. I'm gonna get out the house and I'm gonna go do the thing. And at this point in my life, I have also become one of those people who I'm not waiting on nobody, right? I want to go try out this little brunch spot. She gonna go try out this little brunch spot, and I'm gonna do it solo. And honestly, I've been enjoying this solo thing a little bit. I've got friends. I've got tons of friends, but sometimes doing things on your own just has this. I don't know. I feel a little bit more proud about it, right? After I accomplished this thing, I'm like, I did that. And so we can talk about that a little bit too. I'm going to have a friend on later who is going to anything she wants to do solo, and she is a badass for it. And we'll have her on the podcast hopefully next week, but we'll see how schedules align. But yeah, I've definitely tapped into that. Initially, I think it was easier to go do like a movie by yourself, right? Because you're sitting there and you're looking at a screen. So that's super, super easy. And to me, so that's like how I measure things from solo wise, right? Whether looking at a movie is probably like the easy solo thing, too hard to me, maybe like a solo travel, right? Going out of town somewhere with people you don't know, which I've also recently did. I joined a group of strangers and went on a trip. And that's a group that I found on Facebook that actually turned out to be amazing. And I've made some great friends from that group. And we can get into that at a later date as well. But anyway, I just hope to share some fun stories and some fun folks and provide some really great resources for you guys here in the future. Just rock with me, okay? As we're starting off this thing, it's going to be a little rocky, right? Some episodes are going to be uploaded incorrectly and late. We got a couple people on our team and we are just doing what we can do. But as this progresses, as you guys share the podcast, like the podcast, give us some feedback and some comments, we'll continue to grow and we'll continue to get better and better from here. So just keep rocking and rolling with us, and let's make this thing, a big deal.